Hey guys, how's it going? Drew Short coming at you from Short Hobby Garden, and I've got an update for the backyard. Let me show you what I've been up to. Okay, now I know I said that this is going to be the backyard, but you know the side yard still needs help. So I have actually been taking some landscaping paint and I've been laying out areas of the garden how I want it laid out from now on. So this grass I'm actually going to replace with gravel, and that because it's just kind of hard to mow in this tight quartered area with a lawnmower. Even a push mower's hard to maneuver around. So we're actually going to replace that with good drainage gravel. This will still be a garden, of course. I still got to get the green grass right there that's within those irises cleaned out and killed off. This is the truck parking area, which is why there's X's right there. It's not going to be a garden. And the X's, the yellow that you see, mark a pathway. So that will all be gravel. So as you can see, the garden here will go out that way and then make a continuous, curvy garden along the side. And then there'll be a pathway from the gate that will tee off right here. One will go to the garage area, and that garden will encase, the trash cans as well as other plants and my air conditioner there. So that is what I intended to do in the first place, for the truck to be parked there as well as the garden. So let me know what you think of that design. Let me take you in the back. All right. So this is the pathway that I laid out for the entry. Now the sand, as you know, won't be there, so that's why the dotted hash lines are there. Just to make you aware that there will be pathway underneath that. So once we get the sand relocated for the gazebo, there'll be a pathway here. So this will all be garden, which is what the pink identifies, is planting beds. And then over here we'll have a semicircular bed that we've already kind of created. It's just not defined. And then there'll be a bed around this maple tree that we already have some monkey grass and some violets growing in, which we're going to keep. Okay, and let me bring this out here. There we go. Now this area right here, this kidney bean shape, will be grass that I do have to lay in some fescue seed on a continuous basis each year just to keep it looking good, because it is completely shaded, and Bermuda just does not do well right here. And I don't really like Bermuda in the first place. So we'll do that. Now this is going to be the main pathway to the gazebo that will be lined with a lot of this rock and some either gravel, or I don't know if we'll do some creeping Jenny or anything like that between the rocks. We haven't decided yet, but this will be the main pathway, and then it will be a solid base underneath the gazebo. This area right here, we put hash marks here because we're not exactly sure of the layout or the size yet, but we seem to think that this is okay. What we'll do is we'll turn the barbecue grill sideways, pointed that direction on this edge, and then here we're actually going to take that dining set and put it right here, and then just use that as our another outdoor space. And then here we've got some ideas for patio sets to go in there, so you can actually lounge a little bit better. And we'll probably run power from this plug that you see right next to the forsythia and run it to the gazebo, and we'll probably run power to some lights that we'll have here, as well as a water feature that we may put right here. And it'll probably be an above ground feature, because we've got some buried lines in this area that we don't want to run into. Now, moving over here, like I said, the pink does resemble planting areas, so this will all be flower beds. And you can kind of see a winding pathway, which is going to be grass here. So if you're, at this level, and there's some tall stuff right here, that pathway will just kind of disappear behind those plants, and it will look like a secret pathway going back there, so it's kind of neat. But this is going to be connected to the bed that we already have. So I've got to get busy and clean or kill all this out so we can start laying down some compost and kind of amend the soil. We'll probably till it up. This is the garden that already does exist. However, I did increase its size back here around the trees so April can have a beautiful shade garden. So all of that has problems growing grass because of the shade, of course. So we'll turn that into a garden. I enlarged this section right here as well. So another shade garden. We'll start laying some fescue grass here to make it grow nice and lush. And then this garden has been expanded. It was ending right here. Now it's coming out to here. There'll be a curvy path of grass going this way. Don't look over here yet. And right now, my daughter's favorite toy, the trampoline, has to stay. But once it's not being used or it breaks, we're going to kind of redo this line, because right now it goes around the trampoline and then around the mimosa that you see right there. Eventually, when the trampoline goes, this will start curving around this way to complement this inner curve and go around that way. So we just kind of have to work with what we got, because you do what you can when you got kids. So I'll walk you down here. The size of this garden doesn't really change. And then there is the border line that I was just talking about that goes around the mimosa. Okay. Comes around here. You can already see an established line there. And this right here is a low-lying spot. Water likes to collect right here, so we're actually going to raise this up slightly with some drainage gravel for a pathway to the building. You can see the water's kind of doing damage to the doors, so I got to fix those. But this will be flower bed now. This will be a continuous flower bed. And then this is the rest of the winding path. Having a little bit of an issue growing some grass right here, but that will be fixed later. So you can see the line going around. There is the pathway, the hidden pathway I talked about. Just to give you a good look of how that layout's going to work from the rear. All right, now I'll take you to the secret garden area so you guys can see how we decided to lay that out. All right, this was, like I said, has now been expanded, and this will now be garden to plant in. This will also be garden pushed all the way back to the fence, of course. However, this is a saltwater pool, and unfortunately you can't really plant a whole lot unless it's in containers. So we need to make sure that we don't really plant anything, so that's what these dotted hash lines are for, is to remind us, don't plant there. But this out here, we can. And one of the reasons for that is not just because of the splashing out of the pool, it's also because of the backwashing that I have to do of the filter occasionally. And when I do that, water does run, down this way. So when that happens, salt water does get out here. So when I do the backwashing, I may have to extend a hose or something to it to divert elsewhere. But it only runs for like a minute and then I'm done. So this is a pathway that will be drainage rock as well that will lead to the secret garden. Okay. All right. So this is the pathway into the garden. These rocks will actually come up. We'll take out the border around that, and all of this will be that gray drainage rock that you see right there intermingled with the rocks. All of that will be in the yellow area. And then this is the planting bed area all along the edge of that walkway on this side. If you look here, the morning glories are really starting to grow up. That mannequin trellis that we put in here. And we got some blooms. There's one hiding right there. So anyway, this is also going to be a gravel pathway. Whether or not we keep these stones here, I don't know, but we'll probably fill this in with some gravel as well. And that just gives me access to the pumps, okay? Now, over here also, this dotted line distinguishes area that we can't plant. So on this side is planting, this side is just a pathway for the pool. So as you walk around here, you can kind of see, I made a little mistake right there. Planting areas all along. There's our tomato plants, they're doing awesome. However, we're running into blossom rot, and it's due to a calcium deficiency because our water has no calcium in it. It's all soft and filtered, so we have to add, we found out, we have to add some calcium supplement to these plants to get them to produce well. Pepper plants are doing great, and the sunflowers are doing really great. And this is going to be planting area, of course. Hibiscus is going like gangbusters over here. This is going to be a gravel path up to this gate opening to where, you know, you can see the back side of the greenhouse and all the plantings. So like there's the sunflowers, there's the hollyhocks, and we found out that our hollyhocks are actually suffering from rust. So unfortunately, we will not be able to plant here next year for hollyhocks. Kind of sucks. But, you know, the blooms are still trying. Still trying. Looking pretty. All right, this hibiscus is doing well too. So you can see the line layout here, going all the way back. Just nice, pleasing, curvy pathway for our secret garden. So yeah, that is our layout from this direction. So we hope you enjoyed that particular tour and update of what we are going to be doing with the backyard garden, trying to get these beds laid out so everything looks more pleasing to walk around out here. We're very excited to get this backyard looking the way we want it. So if you have any comments, tips, suggestions that you want to drop down there below, please be sure and do so. We'd love to hear what you guys think, and hopefully maybe we can incorporate some of your ideas. So until next time, guys, see you later.